Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Tuesday Talk. It's been a while since we've had a Tuesday Talk episode. I feel like, more recently this channel has been dependent upon couch conversations and weekend recap to keep this channel, moving along smoothly, if I'm being completely honest. But I am starting to work back into, getting into a more consistent schedule where you guys get a little bit of everything each week. So Tuesday Talk, Thursday Thoughts, weekend recap, and couch conversations here and there. So it's all coming back together. Feel like, we're getting there. So today I wanted to talk about one of the struggles recently, and that's basically the current status of how it's been since my scoliosis surgery, and just talking about that because it's been a while since I've brought it up, and I just wanted to talk about how it is now and the things that sometimes, you're not aware of. And I just wanted to talk about that. June 18th, 2019 was, a day that changed my life, honestly. One of the scariest days of my life as well. A day that I never expected to happen in my life, especially that young. A day that no one really expects, honestly. And that was my scoliosis surgery day. And, that was one of the most emotionally and physically exhausting days of my life. What 12-year-old girl gets surgery 2 days after her grandmother has passed away? It took a lot of strength to do that. And, since that time, it's just been a journey and a roller coaster for me. And I'm still going to share how it's been, but just know that there's still many parts that I haven't shared because there's some parts that I keep to myself about this journey. And this is an ongoing story. Every time I talk about my scoliosis surgery journey, like, it's never the full story because there is so much that happened and that went into this that is just so much to talk about. On top of my emotional and mental strength being wavered too much and going through so much so young, that's exhausting as is. And then when you collide it with being physically wiped out, having a major surgery that affects, all of your major organs, it will literally take you down. The physical ability that it takes now to show up and to be present is a whole different ballgame for me. And it's a task. And then to be mentally and emotionally present while being in pain, it is such a mind game. No doctors really ever prepare you well for the longevity afterwards beyond those first 6 months. It's very hard. And now that my appointments are, every year, it's like a whole nother 365 days. We got to wait for an appointment to see if everything's still intact. It's like, okay. It's very annoying to be categorized because of a condition. I hate it because sometimes, people will say what they're going to say and then they'll catch themselves and say, oh, well, she can't because da 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 da. And it has something related to do with my back or surgery. And it's like, surgery became the crutch in people's minds for everything as to why I don't do or why I do certain things. And although sometimes it is true in some cases, I hate having to be reminded of that. Being built different physically, somewhat, having rods in my back, just being rebuilt all over again, it's just it's exhausting. The process of walking through what had happened from day one to now is something that I never want to go through again. Like, never, ever. As a young kid, there was a point in my life where, I was just cruising, man. I was like, anxiety, depression, fatigue, chronic pain. Oh, that couldn't be me. And now all of that is literally me. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, never mind. I will say the hard parts of this journey now, after surgery, is just those very harsh, random moments of fatigue and pain and exhaustion, and those very sharp, unexpected muscle spasms which are very, very bad and very painful. The achy muscles, just, it's all annoying. And this process has taught me patience because it's been 3.5 years since, everything has happened, and things still hurt, things still ache. And it's very frustrating at times because it's just like, okay, everything's over. What's going on? But I will say that my heating pad is the saving grace at night when I go to sleep, because it's very relieving after, a long day of sitting up, standing, walking, etc., and it's a lifesaver. I try not to be so hard on myself with this whole, you know, journey, because I'm still recovering, because as you grow, having hardware in your back, that's not normal. So, you're having to adjust more with growth spurts, and just you getting taller and the rods just adjusting with your height. I try not to be so hard on myself. Let me tell y'all something. My friends are the best. Literally, like, oh my goodness. I'm so grateful for my friends. Like, majority of the time, my worst muscle spasms happen at school. And so my friends have done an amazing job at making sure that I am okay and that I'm good, because if I'm not okay, baby, listen, my squad will find a way to make it okay, okay? Like, I don't make it their responsibility to care for me the way that they do, but they do it anyway. And that's something that I'm very grateful for, because that's what good friends do. It's very hard being the only person who has had a major surgery like this very young, because it's not like you have somebody to discuss the similarities or differences or complaints with, just as a comfort to know that, okay, it's not just me. So when I say I'm built different, I'm being for real, because the surgeons literally had to install hardware into my spine. And that is weird every time I think about it. But yeah, just different things that I wanted to share about the journey now that we are 3.5 years, into this journey of just recovering. And yeah, but this journey is definitely not built for the weak. It's very hard, but God had me to endure that for a reason. And one thing about the tests and trials that we go through is that it always makes us stronger, and that God's glory is always going to be revealed in the end. So thank y'all so much for your love, your support, and your prayers, just specifically throughout this journey. It's very hard for me sometimes, and I have people in my life who are really good about making sure that I don't get discouraged, because it's very easy to do that. And so I'm just grateful that God has placed people in my life to help me through these seasons that He's allowed me to endure. That's it for today's Tuesday Talk episode. Make sure y'all stay tuned on Thursday. Y'all know it is Thanksgiving week. I am so excited. We're going to be spending time with family, and just very excited about that. And of course, you'll see that in the Thanksgiving break weekend recap that's coming out later in November. But please stay tuned for Thursday. I'm going to be spending a little bit of time with you guys on Thanksgiving, and just sharing some things that I'm grateful for, and just being thankful together. So we're gonna have a great time. I love y'all so much. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.